You could use a leather material like this one to make your collar, and this is actually from the upholstery section of a fabric store. Or you could use a plastic material like this one, and this is really shiny and cool and fun to work with. So the first thing you'll need is the pattern piece for the collar, which you could look up on my website and print out. You'll also need some type of chain, whether it's big links like this or smaller links. As long as you can open it with tools, it will work for this project. And you'll need lobster clasps and some round links that you can open for the ends of the necklace. And then you could get some scissors, which would be great, fabric scissors, big or small, and you'll need some pliers for sure. And if you like, you could get a wire cutter, but it's not necessary, it just makes things a little bit faster when you're cutting chain. And then the most expensive thing is this leather hole puncher, which you could also cut plastic or different tough fabrics with, which is awesome. And if you like, you could decorate your necklace with ribbon, which I will show you how to do. And then you'll want to place your pattern piece down in a corner so you don't waste fabric, and then trace that and cut that out on the wrong side so you could see your tracings. And then just flip it around and cut one on the other side so that you have the two opposite pieces of your collar necklace. And here's what both of mine look like when they're cut out. I use this really cool leather, and I definitely recommend looking for something that's an embossed leather because it'll make your necklace really interesting and unique. And so you'll take the leather hole punch, and I recommend using the smallest hole for this one because you'll just need to put a chain link and then thread a ribbon through it, and if it's too big it'll look a little bit noticeable and tackier. So just punch that hole and press down really firmly and everything. And you might have to like wiggle it back and forth a little bit to get the hole through. It might be a little hard at first if you've never done it before. But here's what it looks like with the tiniest hole in my punch, and then you can just do the same thing to the other side. And then you'll want to take a needle, which I forgot to mention before, but kind of a large needle will work, and you could actually just thread through the ribbon, unless you'd like to put chain right here, and thread it through both sides with the bottom part of the ribbon down like so, going out of each side on the top. And then you'll want to just tie a bow, just starting with one regular knot. And before you tie the bow, you could cut it on the ends to make it a little bit easier. Cut it diagonally so it's really pretty and fancy. And then here's what it looks like when the bow is all tied. If you like, you could double knot it. And you're getting close to being done now. But first we have to put the chain on in the back. So you're going to want to punch holes again and definitely leave enough room on the top. Make sure you don't get too close. And then do it on both sides. So the perfect measurement for each of the separate back chain pieces is 5 inches. I found that works best with this pattern. So measure 5 inches and then either use your wire cutter to cut there for each of the two pieces, or you could open it with the pliers. And then attach each end to a little circular piece by opening it with the pliers, like so. And you'll need to do that on both ends so that you could attach it and then close it back up on the top of each hole on each side. And then when it's all finished, here's what it looks like with the chain. And you could just lay it down to measure out your other 5-inch piece if you didn't already cut that one. So make sure you just repeat the same thing on the other side so you have chain on both sides, and then take another little round piece and open it up for the end. But I actually prefer to keep it really sturdy to use one of the windy circles that's kind of like a keychain. And then on the other side you could attach one and wind the lobster clasp onto it and then close it like so. And here's what it looks like when you are all finished. However, I do recommend taking a marker that's the same shade if you have that white and it is kind of an upholstery leather like the one I have. And if you have the white on the bottom, it kind of shows around the edges. So to keep it looking really neat, you can just color around the edges like I'm doing here. One last step that I do recommend doing is using a clear glue or a clear nail polish works, and you can just put that on the ends to keep them from fraying. And here's what it looks like when it's all finished, and you could wear it now and everyone will compliment you. Definitely tell them that you made it yourself. Here's an example also that I made with the plastic, and I used a slightly heavier varied chain, and then I put some chain links in the middle. This one I just used various sizes of buttons and I hot glued them all over, and then I used a tiny chain to finish it off. This one I used ribbon on, and I just tied knots underneath and I hot glued them, and then I also put a button in the middle. I used a ribbon on the middle part and I tied a button in there, and then I just used a chain again on the top part. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please let me know if you have any questions below or you need any advice with anything when it comes to making the collars. And I would love to see what anyone made that used this tutorial, so you could definitely tweet me. And it's great for the holidays because you can make one that matches your outfit or give them as presents to friends. And all of my links for social media are below. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for another tutorial soon, as well as just some other fun videos. Bye! Did you know that I have slippers on and yoga pants?